It's time once again for That Business Show with Jamie Maloney on 1250 Wins WHNZ, where business becomes show business. Jamie is a leading Tampa Bay real estate agent and featured on the Wall Street Journal's list of top 100 real estate agents in the nation. Jamie invites you to list your home with him today and learn more at tampabayradio.com. Now, live in studio and promoting the entrepreneurial spirit that drives the American economy, your host, Jamie Maloney.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Happy Friday, and thanks for tuning in yet again to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. Again, we're on weekday mornings at 8 a.m. here on 1250 Wins WHNZ, and we make this program readily available on demand all across all the different social media channels, as well as tampabayradio.com. That is the show's primary website, and if you head over to there, you'll see that all shows are available on demand, and you can also check out all the local real estate listings in and around the Tampa Bay region, as I am a real estate agent with Coldwell Banker and been in business over 8 years and have sold 1,500 some plus homes. So if I could be a resource to you in selling or buying real estate in the Tampa Bay area, I want to be that person. So best way to get me, send me a message through the contact form over at tampabayradio.com, and I can help you whether you're in Pinellas, Pasco, Hillsborough, even Polk, and down into Manatee County. I and my team cover a pretty broad range of real estate in the area, and we're definitely a very experienced team in the region. Also, please connect with me on all the different social media sites, facebook.com/That Business Show, and also on Twitter under Jamie_Maloney. Well, we got a full house for you today. I've got three amazing entrepreneurs in studio today. On the second part of the show, we'll be talking with Rob Zarelli, who is the former president of the Flyer magazine, now turned professional speaker and coach. And also, I've got a serial entrepreneur, Greg Sossaman, who owned multiple Domino's locations and before now running a Topper's Creamery business franchise. So a lot of great lessons coming from them in the second part of the show. But up first, on the phone, I've got Rajiv Lahar, who is a rocket scientist turned serial entrepreneur and an international speaker, coach, and investor, currently running 7 companies internationally and expanding. Rajiv, welcome to the program today.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So when I say term rocket scientist, we're talking about this literally, correct?
That is literally correct.
So tell us about this.
So, yeah, I actually had a childhood dream becoming a pilot, and unfortunately I failed in high school and failed due to my eyesight in high school, and that pilot dream, that was crushed. And then unfortunately I met my first coach in life who actually believed in me more than I believed in myself, and he said that, I believe in you. Get an aerospace engineer education, and just getting the confidence of having someone believe in you made me actually take the step and take the education as aerospace engineer. So I started off with that, and I made it successfully, and today we're running several different companies. Amongst one of them is developing the new Tesla of airplanes, which can land on water and land.
Yeah,
So
Tesla of
it's
airplanes. Now, you say the Tesla of airplanes. That's a pretty a tall stature right there. I mean, when I think of Tesla, I think of electric. Is the airplane going to be electric? Explain more what you mean by the Tesla of airplanes.
Absolutely. So the aircraft, it's a small two-seater, fully electric, but with amphibious technology. So you can literally land on water and land, and it will be fully electric when the battery technology is there. So we're actually building the prototype as we speak back home in Norway.
Is this similar to the new hover? It's like a drone plane that was announced at CES 2016.
It's pretty similar, but this one won't be a drone. So we can actually sit in the plane and fly it ourselves. So it's a leisure aircraft for people who want to have a leisure aircraft standing out either on the water or on land and use it as leisure flying.
What's the time frame to developing the prototype? How soon before we see this?
We're hoping to get all the documents signed off by the Norwegian government throughout this period of year. So hopefully it will be airborne by June, July this year.
Awesome. So I guess that's just one of your 7 different companies. What else do you have your hands in?
Absolutely. We're into purchasing businesses, and one of our areas is into real estate. So that's why I was pretty excited to talk with you.
Right.
And we've been investing a lot in Scandinavia, Eastern Europe, and also UK, and looking to expand into US as well.
Well, we need some of that money in the Tampa Bay region. I mean, there's a lot of international investment down in Miami. Bring some of that international investment to Tampa Bay and hook me up with some of those deals.
Absolutely, absolutely. That would have been my pleasure.
So, I mean, tell me about why is there so much demand for international investing in the United States now? What's got international investors so excited?
Actually, one of the key things is actually the numbers and the market. It's a lot easier to get good returns, but also it's easier to build up the power teams around you. It's easy to build up the networks that can take care of a lot of the business. And comparing that to, for example, Scandinavia, which is extremely expensive area to actually run the business. So the numbers aren't that good as it is in UK, US.
Yeah, I mean, Tampa's got some amazing, low prices. I mean, there should be so much more demand than what there is. And so, yeah, you got to bring some of that international money over our way, man.
Absolutely, absolutely. I would love to invest in UK, and my business partner, he is actually sitting here running the numbers for U.S. properties as we speak, and literally the numbers look really good. And one of the ways we think of real estate is that real estate is just a vehicle of one of our businesses. So we run the real estate as a business rather than doing business with the real estate. So that's why it's only one of our business areas is into real estate.
So you're running 7 companies. I mean, what drives you? What's your, passion and so much? I mean, what drives you so much?
It's actually, like I started off, I had a coach, a mentor who believed in me before I believed in myself. And by having the success, I want to actually inspire others to reach out for their goals and to stretch even more, to stretch longer. And that's what keeps me going, 24/7 literally is just being able to be a good role model, to be able to help others succeed, both in business but also as a person. And currently I'm here in Florida to get coached by my coach, JT Fox, who is world's #1 wealth coach. And just listening to him, all the businesses he's done, and listening to his coaches actually, cuts down the success the success path. So you reach your goals quicker when you get, advice and you get help from people who's already been there.
What are some of the key areas that you attribute your success to?
Sorry, could you?
What are some of the areas of your business or your personality that you attribute your success to? What are your key elements for success?
The key element is one of the most important part is networking. I love networking, and I love sharing my journey with others. So typically through Facebook, I use Facebook a lot to either share learnings from other successful people. I put up, if there's a deal we're doing, I will go into the deal and explain how we do it, how we structure the deal. And so I use a lot of social media, especially Facebook, to share the journey so other people can take the learning from it and actually connect with people through Facebook.
Yeah.
So networking is one part of it. And at the moment, we're expanding the network here in the U.S. We've been here literally the whole 2016. We've been in Florida, expanding the networks and learning from successful business owners, and trying to implement what they advise us to do, and literally just getting that knowledge out again to other people, other entrepreneurs who can actually implement our success journey into their businesses.
So what's your focus for 2016? Is it going to be on developing the plane? We're going to see more real estate? I mean, what's your expansion plans for 2016?
Sky roads.
Yeah, expansion plan for 2016 is pretty easy. We're we're going to implement the companies we already have. So we have the 7 companies, and we're looking into raise more capital, and because we have a lot of businesses, and it's a lot of businesses coming in because it's literally due to our network. We attract a lot of people, attract a lot of business, and for investors who are looking to get more out of their investments, they approach us, and we can invest through our investment opportunities. So we're going to grow even larger, and we're going to make sure we have stories to tell so people get inspired, and so they can actually grow themselves as well. So that's going to be main areas. It's expansion on businesses, but also going even more globally. So we're already represented in Scandinavia, in Eastern Europe, UK. Now we're looking into South Africa. We're looking into Asia as well as US, of course.
Well, it sounds like an amazing story you got there, and please keep me updated on these stories. I definitely want to hear about this plane as it gets closer and closer to market. Rajiv Lahar, thank you so much for stopping in this morning on That Business Show. Have a great day.
Thank you very much, and I will make sure to post, and I'll connect on Facebook, and I'll share the journey on there.
All right, sounds like a plan. Again, Rajiv Lahar, investor, coach, speaker, rocket scientist, owner of many businesses, and very great story in developing a Tesla airplane. Very excited to see that coming to market here very soon. I got to take a quick break, so please stay tuned. Coming back from the break, I'll be talking with Rob Zerilli, head of Zerilli Training and Consulting. You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business.
Have you considered a reverse mortgage as part of your retirement financial plan? For homeowners age 62 or older, a reverse mortgage from Access Reverse Mortgage is a safe, economical way to turn your home's equity into cash or monthly income. Access Reverse Mortgage is a family-owned company based right here in the Tampa Bay area for the past 10 years. They are A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau and Florida's leading reverse mortgage provider. Call 727-347-0305 or go to accessreverse.com to start your research today. NMLS number 4566. That's 727-347-0305. Tampa Bay weather is a roof killer. That's why when getting your roof done, you want it done right. Hi, I'm Jamie Maloney of That Business Show. When considering a new roof or repair, talk to Westfall Roofing. They've been installing high-quality roofs in Tampa Bay for over 25 years. Get a free, no-obligation estimate by calling 855-99-ROOFING. That's 855-99-ROOFING. Find out what already 15,000 satisfied customers already know. Call now, 855-99-ROOFING. Are you in need of new flooring or ready to tackle that home remodeling project? Then contact Yeager & Company Incorporated, a family-owned, state-certified general contracting business with over 70 years of experience and the recipient of the Angie's List Super Service Award for the last 8 years in multiple categories. Yeager & Company comes to you with their shop-at-home flooring sales service, and their hardwood flooring refinishing is the very best in the Bay. Kitchen and bath design featuring American-made, well-born cabinets, and all work is done by employees, not subcontractors. Learn more at YagerFlooring.com.
Are you looking for a local real estate firm that knows the market and has your interests in mind? Then contact Jim McPeak at McPeak Real Estate Firm, a family-owned business whose agents have over 60-plus years of experience in the Tampa Bay market. Many of the agents are military veterans that know the VA process for buying a home and are proud to help our military members in any way they can. From residential to commercial real estate, McPeak Real Estate Firm is here to help. Contact Jim at 813-495-3875 and learn more at McPeakTeam.com.
If you've been following That Business Show on Facebook and Twitter, you may have noticed the quality of some of our images. That's because one of our sponsors is pro photographer Rick Taseda, a member of the Professional Photographers of America. You can view his extensive work by going to his website at ricktaseda.com or call him for an appointment to chat about your photography needs at 813-641-4757. That's 813-641-4757. Rick Taseda Visuals. Call him for your next event or project. In an age when the good and the better vie for attention, it is the best that stands out. The best of Tampa Bay from Proudly Florida is the love story for the city of Tampa, celebrating success, sharing achievements, a tribute to enterprise and community spirit. Let Proudly Florida showcase your business to your city, your nation, and the world. For more information, email info@proudlyflorida.com and be sure to visit proudlyflorida.com.
Have you ever tried to buy a home for your family only to find out that you don't qualify for a mortgage loan? You thought that after 20 years as a customer of your bank, they would help you when you needed it the most, right? Unfortunately, the banks of today are not the banks of our parents and grandparents, and our relationships with them just don't matter anymore. My name is Frank Cotto, and I'm the president of the Lincoln Lending Group. We all may need a bank, but we also need a Frank, and that's what I'm here to do for you today. Lincoln Lending Group will waive all of your lending fees, which include your mortgage, application fee, your underwriting fee, processing fees, and any bank points. Just call 813-MORTGAGE. You drop the E, and we'll drop the fee.
From the Bright House Networks Traffic Center.
56th Street closed in both directions at the railroad tracks just north of Hillsboro, and that is slowing traffic on southbound 56th Street from Bush Boulevard. You'll have to take Sly over to 50th Street, Harney, Orient. We're seeing heavy traffic on all those roadways. Big delays on westbound I-4 from around Branch Forbes to I-75. Crash there, still blocking a couple lanes. Southbound Dale Mabry, a number of accidents, one near Linebaugh, another one near Waters. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson and Uterick. Hillsboro Traffic Tip Line, 866-545-9595.
This report is brought to you by Think It Up.
Hi, I'm Nick Jonas, and I'm here to tell you about Think It Up, a new initiative to activate student-powered, teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classrooms today? Join us at thinkitup.org.
Today, a storm in the Gulf bringing severe weather, a 70% rain chance, high 74. Partly cloudy tonight, low 61. Tomorrow, partly cloudy skies with a high 75.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Missed a show? Then head over to TampaBayRadio.com, where all shows are available on demand. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Maloney.
And welcome back, everybody. You're listening yet again to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. And please help support the show. Visit TampaBayRadio.com. Again, all shows available on demand. And you can also check out all the different real estate listings in and around the area. And also, if I can help you sell your home, I do offer a free home valuation to all of my listeners. Just click on the Sell Your Home link on the homepage of TampaBayRadio.com, and I'll get that over to you within 24 to 48 business hours. Time to bring on my next guest for the program. Formerly the president of the Flyer magazine in Tampa, Rob Zarelli now heads Zarelli Training and Consulting. Rob has spoken to corporate audiences across the country and created the Leadership Institute, a nationally recognized university-style training program. Rob, welcome to the program today.
Good morning, Jamie. Thank you for having me.
So talk to me about the transition from the Flyer magazine to Zarelli Training and Consulting.
I'll tell you that, but I want to thank you for allowing me to follow a rocket scientist and somebody who has 7 businesses. My spare time, I sort my black socks from my white socks, and it's quite daunting.
You got quite a story.
I have quite a story to tell.
Yes.
Yeah. Flyer magazine was great to me. Dick Mant, the previous owner, sold the business to Hart Hanks, and he's been a mentor and a friend for a lifetime since I came to Florida in 1992, along with Bill Mulcahy, 2 individuals who taught me just about everything I know in business. So it was a great opportunity. In 2009, with all the change in the business world, there was a downsizing, and I moved along and started my own business, Zarelli Training and Consulting Institute.
Okay, and so tell me about the business today. You're a speaker, a trainer, available for events even today. Talk
Absolutely.
to me about that.
Jack of all trades. And recently I was speaking to a group from the University of Central Florida, and they asked me to speak on communication. And the interesting thing about speaking to small, large, medium-sized audiences is that I've been there before. I've sat in these positions, and I've been bored sick, and I've been in a position where, I'm doing everything from, planning my next day to calling all friends and relatives. So when I began to start my speaking program, I decided I was going to make it enjoyable. In fact, on your profile, it says I'm an infotainer. Mm-hmm. And that's what I believe I do. I inform people, but most importantly, in order to keep the audience engaged, you have to entertain people. And that's kind of the advantages of what I do.
Now, you speak about communication. I know you've got this secret, ingredient, a secret thing behind communication. What is the real secret in communication?
Well, communication to me, look, the basis of all effective relationships is communication. And the basis, when people talk about communication, they think it's a form of speaking. It's not. It's a form of listening. Gary Chapman, a great author of the 5 Love Languages, talks about the people you love in your life. The number one thing you do for the people you love in your life, Jamie, is you give them your time and attention. And to me, communication is the most unselfish, giving form of love you give to the people around you.
I've always said the most underutilized business skill out there is the power of listening. And I've always attributed a lot of my success to the fact that I am a great listener. If you listen to a lot of my radio programs, I don't dominate the conversations. I let my guests really kind of control the conversation because I'm a natural listener. That's just how I am.
Absolutely. It's an 80-20 rule. In fact, to me, it's 90-10. 10% speaking, 90% listening. And the key is to be completely committed. In fact, I joke when I speak in front of people. I was talking to a group, Aspen Dental, not too long ago, and I gave them a definition of listening. And I said, don't look it up in a dictionary. It's my definition. It's to be completely committed to hearing the speaker's message before formulating a response. Listening is not shutting up until you get your opportunity to speak. Listening is a very unselfish way of building relationships.
And it works tremendously in real estate. Do you know how many times I've been involved in a contentious deal with somebody, and whether they're upset or they don't like the negotiations, and I sit back there and listen, and next thing I know, they're talking themselves into my side of the agreement.
Exactly.
And I just sit back and let them complain, or where we're negotiating price. Oh, you're crazy, this and that. And then they start reasoning why maybe it not be so crazy. I've seen that done so many times because I've sold so much real estate. People will talk themselves into your position if you just sit back and listen.
It's so true. It really is so true. Getting people in sync. In fact, communication comes from a word, communis, which means commonality. You and I have to find a common ground, but I've got to be unselfish enough to buy into your frame of mind without interrupting with my frame of mind. And it's a difficult thing to do. We love people who listen to us. When you call a friend, when they say, tell me more. Knowledge speaks, wisdom listens. And I learned that from a dear friend, Bill Mulcahy, who every time I speak to him, it's all about me. It's not about him.
So how many different types of speaking engagements do you do? Do you have several different types of events that you hold? Tell me about your different types of speakings.
Great question. There is little or nothing, Jamie, that I cannot speak on. And here's the reason. I've failed a lot in my life. People say, what's the key to your success, Rob? Failure. It's simple. John Maxwell, Failing Forward, talks about failing. And the key to failing is, what have you learned? What do you do next? What I've learned from failing in my lifetime, I'm 58 years young, I've learned a lot. And the key to what I do is my experiences and knowledge. So I could speak on any topic. And if I don't have knowledge on that topic, I'll research it, I'll understand it, and then I'll put it in a package that people will be engaged and embrace the concepts. One of the things I say on my website is that I teach simple concepts people can embrace and understand and use immediately.
Yeah, and I can tell you're a very positive thinker, and there's a lot of power behind positive thinking, and I want to talk to you about that when we come back from the break. I also want to talk to you about some goal-setting ideas for 2016. So a great discussion here with Rob Zerilli, corporate trainer, keynote speaker, consultant life. He's a jack of all trade, and he's just a general infotainer, as he calls it, and you can learn more about him at AskRobZ.com. Again, AskRobZ.com. In the meantime, please check out TampaBayRadio.com. Again, all shows available on demand, and you can check out all the local real estate listings as well, as I am a realtor with Coldwell Banker. You've been listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business.
Hi, welcome to Yeager's. We just want to take a minute and show you what we're all about. At Yeager's, our primary business is hardwood flooring, although we are remodelers for kitchen, bath, and general construction. We operate a fleet of shop-at-home vans that have all the flooring-type products, hardwood flooring, laminate flooring, tile, stone, what have you. So we're able to come out first with products in our vehicles and take a look at the setting, how the colors will work, and then to be able to come up with some options and ideas for you. If that's not good enough, we have a large distribution center that we inventory product and have a nice display area.
online. Call today and get a free reputation review and start taking control of your Google results. Call 800-532-9217. That's 800-532-9217. 800-532-9217.
From the Bright House Networks Traffic Center.
2 lanes still blocked on westbound I-4 at I-75, and that has traffic backed up all the way back to the Plant City area. Also seeing additional traffic on US 92 and Dr. King. Slow traffic as it's been all this week on the Howard Franklin Bridge into Tampa. Seeing slow traffic as well on the Gandy into Tampa. Southbound Veterans Expressway crash near Waters, and also one right near the airport in the left-hand lane. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson Utica, Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line, 866-545-9595.
This report is brought to you by Think It Up.
Hi, I'm Nick Jonas, and I'm here to tell you about Think It Up, a new initiative to activate student-powered, teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classrooms today? Join us at thinkitup.org.
Winds, Weather Center forecasts, a rainy, cloudy day to start. A bit of windy conditions also. The high reaching the mid-70s. Should start to see some of the clouds and rain clear out into the afternoon. Upper 50s, near 60 for the low. Tomorrow we'll see a low mid-70s, but sunshine, no rain. But rain returns Sunday, 50% chance, cooler, mid-60s. Impact Radio 1250 Winds, WHNZ.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney on 1250 Winds WHNZ. Missed a show? Then head over to TampaBayRadio.com, where all shows are available on demand. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Maloney.
And welcome back, everybody, to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business every weekday morning at 8 a.m. here on 1250 Winds WHNZ. And also, please help the show and the guests and all the many supporters of the show over at TampaBayRadio.com. Over there, we have an extensive guest network. Everybody and anybody who has been on this program is on that website. Just click on Guest Network, and you'll see everybody with a short bio, as well as links to their interviews here in studio. We do live stream video all the interviews here, and you can see all of their interviews. And we do write a blog after each show, a recap as we call it, and that is also available over there on TampaBayRadio.com. And also, I mean, it's becoming a great resource for different professionals in the Tampa Bay region. I've covered 300 to 400 some different guests and topics on this program. You name the industry or the topic, I've probably got somebody I've talked to in this show about. So it's been an amazing show. And again, please help support the show. Visit TampaBayRadio.com. Currently in studio with Rob Zerilli, head of Zerilli Training and Consulting, and you can learn more about him over at AskRobZ.com. And we just turned the new year, 2016. One of the things you speak about is goal setting. What are some of the things we should keep in mind?
Well, the first most important thing about goal setting is try not to use the R word. Resolutions. I talk about being resolved. If you look up the word resolved in a dictionary, it means determined. Be determined about what you want to do in life and keep it simple. The biggest problem we have, we fear failure. People do not set goals during the new year. In fact, a study was done by Harvard Business Review where 100% of a class, 3% out-earned the other 97%, and it's a simple reason. They set goals and they committed them to writing. If I asked you to give me directions to Busch Gardens from this location, you would think for a moment and then probably Google it. Well, that's what goal setting's all about. It's all about finding out where you want to go and then figuring out how to get there. But keep it simple. Too many people bite off more than they can chew. I have a 7F program where I talk about family, fitness, fun, friends, finance, faith. Use all the F's, but choose just a few. Don't inch by inch, it's a cinch. Yard by yard, it's just too hard. Do it in small bites. If family is a concern, fitness is a concern, if finance is a concern, focus on the areas of your life that you need improvement on, and then take small bites.
And then so many people get off track, within those first few weeks, and then they use that one, misstep as a reason to wait till next year to renew their commitment to whatever it is. What advice can you give to people who fail, on their New Year's, I want to say resolution, but their ideas for 2016?
Great point. And that's the reason people don't set goals. They're afraid of failing. So someone once taught me, and by the way, everything that I share with you was taught to me by someone I admire or have learned from. Someone told me once, get on the treadmill for 2 minutes. Can you do it? And I said, of course you can do it. In fact, last night I got on for 2 minutes and I did like 7 or 8 minutes. Of course, they laughed. And the bottom line is 2 minutes is easy. Don't set goals and create SMART goals. We've all heard the term SMART goals. Make them specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and give it a time frame. I want to buy a house. When? In 2016. I want to lose 25 pounds. When? I want to lose 2 pounds a week for the next 12 weeks, whatever it is. So keep it simple. Don't bite off more than you can chew, and be specific about your goals. And goal setting to me is more or less just Alice in Wonderland. You know, which road should I take? When she came upon the Cheshire Cat, he asked, where are you going? She said, I don't know. He said, then any road will do. You got to know where you're going. It increases your chances of getting there.
Yeah, great point. I mean, your positive thinking is infectious, and when negativity creeps
I'm
into your mind,
captivated. It's like the Dr. Seuss of life coaching.
Yeah, I mean, but negativity obviously creeps into your mind, like all of us. How do you deal with negative thoughts and moods and emotions?
Yeah, that's a great point, and I probably don't have enough time today. In training sessions, I talk about all the great people in this world. Abraham Lincoln was a complete failure until he became president of the United States. He lost 8 elections. He had a nervous breakdown, but he was so focused and so committed and so disciplined in believing that what he had to say was important and correct. It's all about being resolved, determined, and that keeps you from failing. Stay focused, stay disciplined, keep your eye on the ball.
And have you ever worked with somebody who's just inherently negative? This is a question I like to ask a lot of people.
I talk a lot about my mom and dad. God bless my mother. I think about her every day. My mother, rest in peace. She always saw, my father would see the light at the end of the tunnel. My mother saw an oncoming train. Mm-hmm. Okay. And if I divide people in a room into 2 parts, there's always negative and there's always positive. All the time, Jamie, all the time. However, my job as a consultant, as a trainer, is to get through to people. And I do it in enjoyable, informative concepts and designs that they can embrace. I use a lot of film clips. I use a lot of easy to understand ways to embrace the concepts.
That's one of my secrets. I have a number of movie scenes that I go back and watch over and over again because they inspire and they motivate me.
We need to talk, you and I, because we can share notes. And I could tell you that when I start a speaking engagement, I show the Ferris Bueller boring teacher. And I promise people, if you're not as dormant as that class, I promise I won't be as boring as the teacher. So get concepts. No matter how you get the point across, get the point across. Yeah. And that's key.
Well, great discussion. Rob Zarelli, he's available for your next speaking engagement. Pick up the phone and give him a call, 813-727-0608. Again, 813-727-0608, or visit AskRobZ.com. Rob, thank you so much for being in studio. Great discussion.
Jamie, it was a real pleasure.
Absolutely. Stay tuned. Coming back from the break, I'm going to be talking with Greg Sossaman, founder and COO of Topper's Creamery. And you're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. Have you considered a reverse mortgage as part of your retirement financial plan? For homeowners age 62 or older, a reverse mortgage from Access Reverse Mortgage is a safe, economical way to turn your home's equity into cash or monthly income. Access Reverse Mortgage is a family-owned company based right here in the Tampa Bay area for the past 10 years. They are A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau and Florida's leading reverse mortgage provider. Call 727-347-0305 or go to accessreverse.com to start your research today. NMLS number 4566. That's 727-347-0305. Tampa Bay weather is a roof killer. That's why when getting your roof done, you want it done right. Hi, I'm Jamie Maloney of That Business Show. When considering a new roof or repair, talk to Westfall Roofing. They've been installing high-quality roofs in Tampa Bay for over 25 years. Get a free, no-obligation estimate by calling 855-99-ROOFING. That's 855-99-ROOFING. Find out what already 15,000 satisfied customers already know. Call now, 855-99-ROOFING.
Are you in need of new flooring or ready to tackle that home remodeling project? Then contact Yeager & Company Incorporated, a family-owned, state-certified general contracting business with over 70 years of experience and the recipient of the Angie's List Super Service Award for the last 8 years in multiple categories. Yeager & Company comes to you with their shop-at-home flooring sales service, and their hardwood flooring refinishing is the very best in the Bay. Kitchen and bath design featuring American-made, well-born cabinets, and all work is done by employees, not subcontractors. Learn more at YeagerFlooring.com.
Are you looking for a local real estate firm that knows the market and has your interests in mind? Then contact Jim McPeak at McPeak Real Estate Firm, a family-owned business whose agents have over 60-plus years of experience in the Tampa Bay market. Many of the agents are military veterans that know the VA process for buying a home and are proud to help our military members in any way they can. From residential to commercial real estate, McPeak Real Estate Firm is here to help. Contact Jim at 813-495-3875 and learn more at McPeakTeam.com.
If you've been following That Business Show on Facebook and Twitter, you may have noticed the quality of some of our images. That's because one of our sponsors is pro photographer Rick Taseda, a member of the Professional Photographers of America. You can view his extensive work by going to his website at ricktaseda.com or call him for an appointment to chat about your photography needs at 813-641-4757. That's 813-641-4757. Rick Taseda Visuals. Call him for your next event or project. In an age when the good and the better vie for attention, it is the best that stands out. The best of Tampa Bay from Proudly Florida is the love story for the city of Tampa, celebrating success, sharing achievements, a tribute to enterprise and community spirit. Let Proudly Florida showcase your business to your city, your nation, and the world. For more information, email info@proudlyflorida.com and be sure to visit proudlyflorida.com.
Have you ever tried to buy a home for your family only to find out that you don't qualify for a mortgage loan? You thought that after 20 years as a customer of your bank, they would help you when you needed it the most, right? Unfortunately, the banks of today are not the banks of our parents and grandparents, and our relationships with them just don't matter anymore. My name is Frank Cotto, and I'm the president of the Lincoln Lending Group. We all may need a bank, but we also need a Frank, and that's what I'm here to do for you today. Lincoln Lending Group will waive all of your lending fees, which include your mortgage, application fee, your underwriting fee, processing fees, and any bank points. Just call 813-MORTGAGE. You drop the E, and we'll drop the fee.
From the Bright House Networks Traffic Center.
Crash in Clearwater on Gulf to Bay just west of US 19, also in South Tampa, Dale Mabry north of Euclid. Crash on westbound Dr. King at Rome blocking a couple lanes. Big delays on all three Bay Area bridges, including the Howard Franklin, Gandy, and Courtney Campbell into Tampa. And I-4 is jammed from Plant City to I-75. One lane still blocked there. It is the right lane at I-75. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abraham Son Uterick. Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line 866-545-9595.
This report is brought to you by Centrum Silver Multivitamins. In winter, it's tough to get enough vitamin D from the sun. That's why Centrum added more of the vitamin D3 you need to Centrum Silver Multivitamins. Now with their most D3 ever. Centrum Silver Multivitamins.
Today, a storm in the Gulf bringing severe weather, a 70% rain chance, high 74. Partly cloudy tonight, low 61. Tomorrow, partly cloudy skies with a high 75.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Missed a show? Then head over to TampaBayRadio.com, where all shows are available on demand. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Maloney.
And welcome back, everybody, to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. Every weekday morning at 8 a.m. here on 1250 Wins. And also the show has expanded to include a sixth show each and every week. That show, titled That Business Show, the Real Estate Edition, airs Sunday mornings at 5 a.m. on 970 WFLA. And it's a show that gets back to my roots, where I and my co-host Frank Cotto of the Lincoln Lending Group talk all about real estate, taxes, mortgages, and insurance, anything and everything related to real estate. That show available on demand also on TampaBayRadio.com, as well as on iTunes as a podcast. Time to bring in my next guest for the program. Greg Sossaman is a true entrepreneur and is the founder and COO of Topper's Creamery, a soft-serve ice cream franchise with locations across Central Florida. Greg, welcome to the program today.
Thanks, Jamie. It's a pleasure to be here.
I love that last name, Sossaman. It's just a name I like to say, man. It just rolls off my tongue. It's a very cool name. So.
Thank you.
So you are experienced in the franchise business. I mean, you owned Domino's Pizzas many of those years ago. Tell us about this transition from that to where you are today.
Yeah, when I've kind of always had the entrepreneur bug, goes back to when I was 12 years old probably. And so we bought Domino's when I was 27, kind of been in the franchising business, and a little over a decade ago, we looked at an opportunity we thought was there in the ice cream business. I mean, you go back to our roots, and if I ask anybody where they're from, they can always tell me, hey, there was this great ice cream place that I used to go to as a kid with my grandparents, and we really looked and believed there was an ice cream opportunity for a long-term franchise. And so when you look in the segment, you've got a Dairy Queen. They're a little bit lighter product, and you've got several that have been around for a while, but we just thought there was an opportunity in that segment.
You don't see too many freestanding ice cream stores out there. You got Cold Stone Creamery comes to mind, and then you got the Dairy Queens, but they kind of mix fast food in with it. But there's really not a whole lot of freestanding ice cream stores out there that are a national brand.
Yeah, and we're ice cream. I mean, so it means it's a 10% butterfat. It's not an ice milk or a frozen dairy dessert. And ours is also custard. So ours has a little bit of egg in it. So custard goes back, if you've been to the Coney Island Boardwalk, goes back to 1919, where it was invented by the Core family. And so we always thought that there was an opportunity to do that. And so here we are today with a dozen locations, and we have some area development agreements that we're moving forward with. And so, it's
what's on the horizon in development? Tell me about this.
We have a 24-unit deal that we sold in Pinellas County. We have found as part of our segment, it was by design but wasn't our primary. It was our secondary growth strategy, and it's become our primary growth strategy. We open these non-traditional locations, and currently we're in some non-traditional locations. We're in with Joffrey's Coffee in the lobby at the Wyndham Disney. We're in the lobby in the cafe at the Best Western Disney. And so those are the types of operations. We put in a little ice cream location. We can go in about 4 linear feet. And we've got this delicious ice cream product. We can have it in a fresh waffle cone or a little sundae bar, and you can choose the little toppings that you want on the sundae. They're inexpensive to do, and it just makes a tremendous amount of sense. They're very, very profitable for the operators.
Where did you open your first location at? And was it a non-traditional location, your first location?
No. Our initial strategy was freestanding drive-through locations, and so that's what we went with. We opened our first one in Tampa. It was an expensive lesson for us. We were in a Publix anchored center, and 6 months after we opened, the Publix went dark and relocated to another location. So we picked up and actually moved that location out to Lake Wales. So the location that we opened just a few months after that is in Valrico. So matter of fact, at the end of the month, we're celebrating 7 years.
Okay, so your focus today is getting into kind of like a little niche to, I guess, inside with other businesses and stuff, kind of like the little, I guess, a little stand inside a place, so to speak. I'm trying to explain it.
Yeah, it's an ice cream machine, and so we make fresh waffle cones, we make sundaes. And so in the little kiosk in the lobby at the Wyndham, you don't have to do a tremendous amount of sales. They did under $50,000 in ice cream sales last year in just ice cream, yet their net profit was over 50% of their ice cream sales. So it's the business model is a model that really, really works well for the operator. And actually, in this particular situation than the non-traditionals, and in all of our non-traditional situations, the operator will actually make more profit than the franchisor, which is a little unusual sometimes.
Okay, talk to me. So this is a franchise, correct?
It is.
Okay, and are you looking to take on new franchisees right now, or franchise owners?
I think yes, in the right situation, yes. The non-traditional is a great way to go, and we just did, as I mentioned, an area development unit for 24 units for 24 new of these non-traditional shops over in Pinellas. We're working on another deal. I actually have a meeting later on this afternoon in Orlando.
Are there plans for you to get into like buffets?
I think we're looking at something like that. We've got this fantastic product. We were mentioned in the Tampa Bay Trib as the best of. We were recognized as the best ice cream of Tampa Bay in 2015. And so our product lends itself, if it is a buffet, we can do something like that where just the mix goes in, and it may be identified, it may be unidentified. But we have a product that once you taste it is just absolutely by far the best soft serve on the planet.
Coming back to franchises, and I was talking to you before the show because you ran Domino's for years, and recently Domino's has been putting out this ad campaign that we're no longer Domino's Pizza, we're Domino's, and There's so many thousands of franchise owners out there whose sign says Domino's Pizza, and they're putting out this new advertising campaign. How does that affect a franchise owner? Like, hey, I thought we were Domino's Pizza, now you're telling me I got to be Domino's and change all my marketing? How does that affect them?
Yeah, as a franchise owner, it can hit them hard. It depends on what their situation is. I mean, you've got some that are doing very, very well, and it's an easy changeover. It might be $5,000, it might be $25,000, and so for them, that's just the cost of conversion. For others, $25,000 might represent their entire profit for the entire year. And they're getting by. And so I think as a franchisor, we have to be cognizant of the needs of our franchisees. And so when we ask ourselves, what's the key level of success? I enjoyed listening earlier to the previous speakers. I think you have to have a level of care and a level of appreciation and empathy for the franchisees. And in our situation, we've been franchisees. My partner who founded the company with me has been a franchisee of Papa John's for almost 20 years. And so we think like franchisees. And so as that franchisor, we're more a franchisor, and we built this brand. The brand was built by franchisees for franchisees. And I think that's one of the big differences that sets us apart.
And they took an interesting approach in their rebranding as they came right out and said, hey, we know our pizza sucks. And, I don't know why y'all buying our pizza, but we know it sucks, and we're going to make some new pizza here. I mean, if you're a business owner, I'd be like, hey, man, why are you out there, making me look bad now? So, I mean, you're kind of tied to this corporate brand here, but it can kind of backfire. But I don't know. I don't know if it's been successful or not. I mean, the jury is still out. But I think overall it's been a successful transition in the case of Domino's.
Yeah, and it's hard to say. I can't really speak on that. It's hard, though, as a franchisee, when you bought into a concept. You bought into it because you loved the product or you loved whatever it was that fundamentally made them a successful franchise. And so when you look at that, when they kind of upset the apple cart and completely changed that, you really have to ask yourself, what drove that decision? Was it the franchisees that said, hey, we need to make a change? Or was it the customers, or was it the corporate people that just said, hey, we need to figure out a way to make more money or do things differently?
Now, for people that are aspiring business owners, I mean, is a franchise a good thing to look at? Not necessarily just, Topper's Creamery or Domino's, but just franchising in general for somebody who wants to own their own business. What tips would you give to people, and what discretions would you give to people that say, I want to do a franchise?
Yeah, I think you really have to, yes, I think it is a good thing, but I think you really have to look at it. What a good franchisor is going to provide is they're going to provide support, they're going to provide operational and technical knowledge that should be far superior to anything you have in that segment. They're going to provide a consistent marketing message, and they're going to provide supply chain. And so you should be able to buy through a franchisor. You should be able to buy your products cheaper than you would be able to buy them as an independent business owner. And so all those things combine the package for a good franchisor, the cost savings and the expertise, the higher sales revenues should be better for you than if you were just an independent operator, and it should more than offset any franchise fees.
Was Domino's your first step into owning your own business and entrepreneurism? Did you do something before Domino's franchises?
No, Domino's was my first step.
What attracted you to Domino's and franchising them back then?
Well, when I got out of college, I owed my mom $7,000. And so I was in real estate, and I was enjoying that and did very well in real estate my first year. But I owed my mom $7,000, and I got to figure out how to pay this back. And so I started as a delivery guy for Domino's. At the end of the year, I didn't need the part-time job. I had paid my mom back, but I really liked Domino's, and the franchisee was a great guy. And I said, how do I do this? And so he told me, here's what you need to do, and here's how this works. And I said, this is what I want to do. So when I was listening about the goals, I set that goal. I wanted to be a franchisee, and that was when I was 22 years old that I started doing that. And then when I was 27, I bought 4 Domino's locations in Gainesville.
So what did you grow the Domino's franchise locations to? How many did you take on?
We had 8, and then we sold just for personal reasons. We just we moved back to Brandon because we wanted to be around my wife's family. So we sold out back in 1995 and 1996 and came down and then took a new.
What was your next step after the Domino's franchise?
I became a consultant for Dunkin' Donuts. It was a funny story. I was going to be a Dunkin' Donuts franchisee, and I'd called corporate office and I had gotten the information. And then the person who was in charge of the entire market said, why do you want to be a franchisee? I need a business consultant, and with your franchise background, you'd be perfect. And so we had a discussion, and I ended up going to work as a business consultant for Dunkin' Donuts, Baskin Robbins at that time, and had the whole Tampa Bay market. And just is a lot of fun. I'm a food guy. I'm a franchise guy. That's all I've ever done. I really enjoy it. And at the end of the day, if you get good at it, you can do all right in it.
Yeah, and you see changes, come across franchises. Another recent one that comes to mind is McDonald's now introducing 24-hour breakfast. And if you're a McDonald's owner, I mean, you've got to comply. I mean, there's nothing you can really do, correct?
Correct. That's my understanding. I mean, when typically franchise agreements are written, there are certain parameters that the franchisor, when they come out with new product lines or new requirements, they can mandate you to follow those rules.
Does corporate help out with the costs of all these changes?
It depends on corporate. Some make financing available that's guaranteed. Sometimes the corporate, depending on the size of the corporation, may even lend the money themselves, and in other cases, not at all. They'll tell you need to get this piece of equipment, and it might be $10,000 or more, maybe less, and they'll just tell you you have to do this, and you have to make your own arrangements to get that done.
Well, and so today you're with Topper's Creamery, 12 locations, I think you
Correct.
said. And so what's the expansion plans for 2016? You talked about a big agreement you just signed. How many more are we going to be seeing now?
We back in July, we announced an 18 in 18 months, and so we should have, by the end of this year, we should have an additional 18 locations open. Most of them are going to be non-traditionals. I would say out of the 18, probably 14 or 15 will be in these non-traditional kiosk locations, and the other 3 to 4 will be our traditional retail locations.
Well, great entrepreneurial story. Greg, thank you so much for being in studio today.
Pleasure to be here. Thank you, Jamie.
And again, that was Greg Sossaman, founder and COO of Topper's Creamery. You can learn more about him and his locations over at topperscreamery.com. Well, we got to wrap up another great show. I want to thank Sharon Feckerty, who was got me in touch with the rocket scientist on the first segment of the show. Very entertaining and very powerful segment, Rajiv Lahar. So very good segment. And again, thank you to Sharon Feckerty, a great supporter of the show. Yes, and also thank you to Rob Zarelli, who was on the second segment of the show today, available for all different types of speaking engagements. Give him a call, 813-727-0608. Again, 813-727-0608, or you can visit AskRobZ.com. Well, we got to wrap up another great week. It's amazing how this show has grown. We're coming up on our 1-year anniversary and about to celebrate the first annual That Business Show Awards dinner on the 25th. So looking forward to that. Tickets are available over on TampaBayRadio.com. And be sure to tune in again Monday morning at 8 a.m. And in the meantime, please check out TampaBayRadio.com. All shows available on demand, and connect with me on social media, Facebook.com/That Business Show, Twitter, Jamie_Maloney. You've been listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business.